the woman never imagined. The ruthless, bloodthirsty Crimson King was secretly nothing more than a sister-obsessed maniac. To find his missing sister, he even lowered himself to become the woman's contract beast, just to gain the identity of a low-ranking soldier in the army. Because in this apocalypse, only the military still had the freedom to move. And the source of it all was an archaeologist who accidentally broke an ancient seal, unleashing a scarlet mist that swallowed the city. Humans who inhaled it mutated, went mad, and died in agony. Other creatures twisted into terrifying crimson beasts. Yet the official reports concealed the truth. Survivors could only flee in panic through the ruins. 3 days ago, the official broadcast urged everyone not to panic. Stay at home, don't go out. Yet now, the whole family was sitting inside their car. Suddenly, pounding came at the window along with a shout. "Move the car! Now!" Immediately, it was the military. Their father muttered in frustration, "Politicians can't be trusted at all if they've already deployed the army, and they're still calling this a natural disaster?" At that moment, his sister leaned closer, whispering, "Brother, I'm scared." "It's fine, we're all here," he reassured her, though his chest tightened. "But these noises are insane. What exactly is that crimson mist?" Before he could finish, a thunderous crash split the air. An entire car was hurled skyward, and of all directions, it came flying straight toward them. He slammed his hand over his sister's head instinctively. "Get down now." Boom! The impact crushed their car against the other, mashed together like a sandwich. He shouted in panic, "Dad! Mom! Are you okay?" His father gritted his teeth. "My leg, it's stuck." Worse still, a terrifying roar of some beast echoed through the street. The whole family turned toward the sound. What is that? A monstrous creature, massive in size, bellowed furiously as the military unleashed a storm of bullets at it. Behind them, terrified crowds fled for their lives, screaming, "Run! A monster! It's a monster over there!" Their father roared, "Hurry! Get out of the car!" With a powerful kick, he blasted the door open, pulling his daughter out with him. Then he rushed to yank open the passenger side door. Their mother screamed, "Take your sister and go. Leave us." But how could he abandon them? "No. I'll get you out of here." In her panic, his sister cried out, "Help!" Then instantly realized her mistake, clamping her hands over her mouth. Their mother wept, shouting again, "Go!" Both parents smiled through the tears, their gaze heavy with resolve. Their eyes seemed to say, "Be a man, take responsibility to the older brother, protect Xiaoxue." The very next instant, something massive came crashing down, hurling him and his sister into the air. When he hit the ground, he finally saw it clearly, a black monster shaped like a twisted giant dog, its belly grotesquely split with exposed bone. And just like that, his parents were gone forever. But the beast's gaze was now fixed squarely on him and his sister. Gritting his teeth, he dragged her and ran, but she resisted slightly, unwilling to leave their parents behind. Explosions erupted all around them, the world looking like the end of days, with flying monsters circling the skies. Even military jets being swatted down. Both animals and humans alike were going insane, and he had no idea what was happening. He could only drag his sister and keep running. The streets echoed with monstrous roars as he pulled her from one hiding spot to another, terrified of being spotted. His mind raced. The supermarket, plenty of cover, plenty of supplies. If we get there, we might last until rescue arrives. Watching a nearby beast lumber off into the distance, he finally let out a long breath. It's gone. But the very next second, his sister shrieked. Crimson lines were spreading across her face. He panicked. "Xiaoxue, what's happening?" She clutched her chest, gasping, "Brother, I feel awful." Then he noticed with horror that the same crimson threads were crawling across his own skin. What's going on? Could it be we've inhaled too much of the red mist? He quickly soaked a towel with water, then pressed it over his sister's nose and mouth. But the next moment, his own mutation worsened, heat surging through him as if something inside was forcing its way out. His sister cried in fear. "Brother, what's happening to you?" He gritted his teeth. "It's fine, I'm fine," fighting desperately to keep himself from transforming. Yet that unnatural aura drew the attention of nearby monsters. His sister trembled, whispering, "Brother, don't scare me like this." He glanced at the beasts creeping closer and cursed inwardly. "Damn it, they've spotted us." With no choice, he grabbed her hand and ran again. But soon he realized something was wrong. Another monster stood blocking the path ahead, and then from behind, a second one emerged, trapping them in a deadly pincer. His sister's voice shook. "Brother, what do we do?" Strangely, the creatures didn't attack right away, almost as if they were waiting for something. He clenched his jaw and told her, "Don't be afraid that I'm here." Just then, an even louder roar split the sky. A flying monster descended with a thunderous crash, shaking the ground and kicking up a storm of dust. From the way the others reacted, it had to be their leader. Was this truly the day they had no way out? Without hesitation, he yanked his sister back toward the store. Inside, hide. At least there was only one in there. Outside was far too dangerous. They had to take their chances and bring it down. Grabbing a wooden stick, he charged. And no matter how fierce, it's just a rabid dog. But in the very next instant, the stick snapped in half. The beast roared, lunging forward. He hadn't expected it to be this strong. He strained with both arms and one leg, forcing its jaws apart with sheer desperation. Then, thwip, an arrow pierced straight into its eye dot, if nothing else, that I was gone for good. "Brother, are you okay?" "I came to help." "Couldn't find a gun. This was all the supermarket had," she panted, clutching the bow. "I'm fine, you did great." He managed to smile, but dread filled his chest as the beast, vengeful and relentless, abandoned him and charged at his sister. She spun and bolted, while he screamed after her, "Xiaoxua, don't you dare look back." By now, his mutation was worsening fast, and of all times, it had to be now. His sister had just stumbled, and the monstrous dog was already upon her. Something inside him snapped. He roared and crushed the wall beside him, steel bars jutting out. In desperation, he hurled the entire chunk of wall forward, slamming the beast square in the head. "Any bastard that dares harm my sister dies." Fueled by rage, he unleashed a storm of blows on the creature. His sister, terrified, rushed over and clung to him. "Brother, what's happening to you? Stop. Please stop." "I'm fine, really. I'm fine. Please don't do this." His frenzied state utterly horrified her. Her trembling voice finally broke through. He blinked back to himself, panting, "Xiaoxua, I'm okay now that I'm sorry I scared you." "Brother, are you sure you're really okay?" But before he could finish, another beast appeared, looming right behind her. He shoved Xiaoxua aside with all his strength. "Look out." This time, it was a mutated bird monster swooping down on them. He snatched up a nearby iron rod and swung it with all his strength. "You ugly bird, stay away from my sister." To his shock, the monster bird was knocked clean off its feet. Wait, this power, he could actually defeat them. He didn't know why, but there was no denying it. He had grown stronger. He turned to his sister. "Find a place to hide. I'll slaughter these things." Xiaoxue's face tightened with worry, but she knew the truth. One of the bigger ones had its eyes on them, and he had no choice but to lure it away. She clung to him, trembling. "Brother, don't go. I'm scared you'll lose control again." He placed a hand gently on her head. "Don't worry this time. I won't lose myself." But her voice cracked, tears brimming. He cut her off firmly. "Stay here and wait for me. I'll be back for you soon, all right?" Though reluctant, she nodded, making a promise of her own. "Then promise me you'll come back safe." "Of course, trust your brother." With that, he stepped out into the open. If his guess was right, killing these beasts and absorbing their crimson energy was the key to growing stronger. "You're carrying more energy, aren't you? If I take you down, I'll have enough power to protect my family. So die for me." But instead of stepping forward, the leader sent out a pack of lesser beasts first. He sneered. "Ha, so I'm still not worthy of your personal attention? Fine. Then I'll cut down every last one of them until I stand right in front of you." With a roar, he brought his weapon down in a vertical strike, smashing straight into a monster's skull. The very next second, another beast lunged in and sank its teeth into his shoulder. He bellowed, power surging through him in an instant. Two monsters were blasted off their feet. His arms twisted, mutating into savage claws, black and crimson energy rippling along them. So this is what power feels like. Incredible. From here on, it's my hunting time. Just then, the roar of a military jet tore across the sky. A bomb dropped from above. The beast leader answered with a deafening roar, and the explosion thundered, smoke billowing into the heavens. But it was all for nothing. The monster stood unscathed, and so did he. He answered with a roar of his own, and in a burst of speed, he carved into the battlefield, beginning his massacre. By now, he looked battered and broken. But as his mind cleared, his first thought was of his sister. But all Xiaoxue had left behind was a cloth doll. Slowly, the signs of mutation faded from his body. "I actually lost my sister. Xiaoxue, I'm sorry. Your brother was too late? Where are you?" "Mom, Dad, did I fail you too? I couldn't protect her." Faintly, he remembered the moment the bombers swept overhead. Staring at his own twisted, inhuman hands, his chest tightened. "My hands, what have they become? What's happening to me?" The bombs closed in, and he had shouted, "Xiaoxue, stay back. It's too dangerous." Then, boom, a deafening blast consumed everything. Through the ringing in his ears, he caught the thrum of helicopter blades. "There's a survivor here. Check him. He's infected. Leave him. That girl over there, take her. Move fast. Hurry. The monsters will be back any second." He could only watch helplessly as the helicopter carried her away. Yet in that despair, a small comfort remained. At least Xiaoxue was safe. "Brother, why? Why didn't you come save me?" In his dream, Xiaoxue stood engulfed in flames, and the moment he reached for her, she vanished into nothingness. He jolted awake. It was only a nightmare. Damn it, the same dream again. "Xiaoxue, it's been half a year. Where are you?" Thankfully, his identity hadn't been exposed. Ever since Xiaoxue was taken, he had searched every shelter he could find, yet her whereabouts remained unknown. To keep looking for her, he had enlisted in the lowest ranks of the military, the Border Patrol. In this chaotic world, only the army had the authority to gather intelligence and move freely. Now, he was stationed at the frontier outpost of Chishi City. "Captain, I'm sorry that I'm late for my shift." Captain Jia Jun greeted him with a sharp kick to the backside. "You idiot! Where the hell were you? Slacking off again. I told you to take over, and you show up late. Useless rookie." "I'm sorry, Captain." He scrambled up the watchtower. From below, the captain barked again. "Yinhao, once those big shots arrive, we can finally wrap up?" "You hear me?" He shouted back. "Yes, sir." But the captain's voice turned cold. "If you screw anything up, I'll make sure you regret it." Half a year ago, the Crimson Mist erupted, turning most cities into ruins, nesting grounds for beasts. Along with the mist rose a mysterious structure. The Crimson Spire to humanity's survivors could only cling to life on the outskirts, far from the spire and the fog. His thoughts drifted back to that monster he and Xiaoxue had faced in the supermarket. That thing. Still there? Meanwhile, Captain Jia Jun muttered, "With the Special Response Squad out there, our border patrol is just for showed. If even they can't hold the line, what chance do grunts like us have?" The other two soldiers scoffed. "Captain, you're exaggerating. That's the legendary Response Squad. Them losing? That's a joke. They've crushed beasts all the way here without even slowing down." Yinhao sat quietly atop the watchtower. Even after all this time, the stench of the Crimson Mist still sickened him. It stirred primal bloodlust, driving creatures to slaughter one another. Suddenly, he noticed the mist shifting, scattering unnaturally. No, something was charging through it. "Captain, something's coming, look." "What could it be?" "Stop panicking." Before the words finished, the mist surged violently. "Captain, it's the Response Squad." Two squad members were sprinting desperately, as if racing against the fog itself. "Sir, what happened out there? Get back." But in the next second, their screams ripped through the air. Captain Jia Jun grabbed his radio and roared, "All units, retreat! Fall back now!" But the next second, a claw hooked into the captain's uniform, lifting him clean off the ground. His face went pale. "This is it. I can almost see my ancestors waving me over." From above, Yin Hao looked down as the crimson mist swallowed the ground below. Through the haze, only panic screams echoed. "Run! Hurry! They're coming!" He leapt down without hesitation, slamming straight into a beast and driving it into the dirt. Another monster roared furiously at him. But he was no longer the man he'd been half a year, 8G, Oda, inexperience pack delivered to my doorstep. I'll take it. In moments, the second beast lay dead, its energy flowing into him. Good. Absorbing it made me stronger again. How many more before I reach the next level? 6 more monsters closed in around him. Instead of fear, excitement lit up his face. "Come on, don't let me down." But in the next instant, everything changed. A streak of light tore past his back, and the beasts around him exploded into scraps. A woman stood there, weapon in hand, blatantly stealing his kills. Her name was Song Rue, captain of the Crimson Bloodfield Squad. Yin Hao cursed inwardly. Damn it, a member of the response squad. He needed to revert fast, and prayed she hadn't noticed. Song Rue's voice rang out, sharp and cold. "Leave none alive. Wipe them all out." 2 gun barrels swung toward him. Startled, he threw his hands up at once. But the shots still rang out, and Yin Hao realized he wasn't the target. The bullets ripped into the beast right behind him. I was overthinking it. Target confirmed, eliminated. Song Rue looked down at him from above. "Where's your weapon, patrol soldier?" Yin Hao's heart sank. "I'm screwed." Still, he couldn't deny she looked stunning. "All units, fall back to the temporary defense line. Without Commander Song's orders, no one enters." Song Rue studied the numbers on her tablet, her voice cold. Zone A outpost casualties, 37. Among them, 2 from the Crimson Blood Squad, 30 from the patrol unit. That's the official loss report from this incident. Yin Hao protested helplessly. "Then why are you detaining me? I'm a victim too. At 17:23, you left your unit without authorization for 2 hours. The Crimson Mist outbreak began right after you returned. Why? Don't you think you owe us an explanation?" Yin Hao cursed inwardly. "Damn, this woman's too sharp. I'll have to bluff my way out of this. I just dozed off in the ruins nearby. That I even told my captain before I left." But one of his squad mates immediately stabbed him in the back. "Ma'am, this guy's late every time we go on duty, and the captain always lets him off easy." "You bastard. Don't you dare frame the captain like that. I'll kill you if you do." Yin Hao snapped, furious. Song Rue's eyes narrowed, calculating. "Looks like this patrol unit has deeper issues than I thought." Just then, the captain, still under treatment, sneezed loudly. "Captain, are you all right?" A doctor replied flatly. "Relaxed, he won't die. All his vitals are normal." "Doctor, that's what you call normal?" Song Rue pulled up Yin Hao's file, her tone icy. "Your record says you only completed basic training 3 months ago. Yet in the last battle, 2 of my special response squad members died. And you survived?" Yin Hao stiffened, scrambling for an excuse. "That's because I'm terrified of dying. Back in school, I train in track and field, so my legs are faster than most. When a mist hit, I ran first. If you're so afraid of death, why enlist in the army? Or do you have another purpose?" "A purpose? Of course. For half a year, while searching for Xiaoxua, he had been killing and absorbing low-level beasts, slowly learning to control his beast form, and even change back into human shape. Like a lone wolf, he had avoided people, combing through ruins and scouring survivor outposts day after day in search of her. As a soldier, cowardice, desertion, withholding the truth. You know what the penalty for that is, don't you?" Yin Hao smirked. "What? Planning to execute me?" Suddenly, Song Rue leaned close to his ear, her voice a low whisper. Your hands. What are they? Yin Hao's heart lurched. She had really seen them. All these lies you've spun. What are you trying to hide? What's your real purpose? At that moment, a thunderous boom erupted outside. Song Rue thought it was an earthquake, but Yin Hao froze. No, this feeling, I know it. He bolted upright and shouted, Run! A swarm of beasts is coming. Song Rue blinked, stunned. Did he just try to run away right in front of me? The next second, she slammed him to the ground. What? Am I invisible to you? But then the ground beneath Yin Hao cracked open violently. Ma'am, the ground's splitting. Ease up, it's gonna collapse. Help. Everyone except Song Rue tumbled down hard, groaning in pain. Where are we? Underground IT was pitch black, suffocatingly dark. Lights now. Yes, ma'am. One teammate grumbled. You're a walking disaster. Yin Hao, nothing good ever happens with you around. Yin Hao shot back coldly. Save your complaints for when we're alive. Wait, are you saying we're trapped? Not quite. As the lights flared on, they realized the truth. This was a labyrinth carved out by beasts themselves. Everyone, stay calm. Check all available weapons. Keep formation and never expose your back. Suddenly, Yin Hao caught the sound of wind, and it made him stiffen. What is it? There's wind coming from that direction. If there's wind, then there's a way out. I'll check it out. He rushed over and, sure enough, felt the draft point one soldier sneered. Yin Hao, you're useless at everything, except running for your life. Captain, there's airflow here. But Yin Hao failed to notice the beast creeping up right behind him, fangs bared, ready to feast. Down! A shot cracked, the monster dropped, and a patrol soldier collapsed onto the ground in terror. These beetles' fluids are corrosive. Don't let them get close. And another thing, no one moves without my orders. Song Rue turned sharply, her gaze locking onto Yin Hao. Patrol soldier, you're awfully good at avoiding danger. Once we're out of here, you're going to explain yourself. But Yin Hao's mind spun. If she already suspects my secret, why not expose me now? What's her real aim? Then came the rustling, echoing all around them. More of the same creatures emerged, swarming in the dark. Damn it! Why are there so many of them? This is bad. The swarm closed in, each one radiating killing intent, as if waiting to devour them alive. Song Rue and her squad immediately opened fire, shooting as they fell back in the opposite direction. Suddenly, Yin Hao froze mid-step. Song Rue snapped, Don't stop, keep moving. But Yin Hao muttered, No. The swarm, it stopped. Look ahead. A massive insect loomed before them, a Dominator-class beast, sucking in the crimson mist. In the next moment, it condensed the mist into a glowing energy sphere. Yin Hao's expression darkened. Careful, this thing is dangerous. Song Rue raised her weapon and fired, just as the beast completed its charge and launched the energy sphere. Boom! The deafening blast shook the cavern as Song Rue's bullet struck the monster head-on. At the same time, the energy sphere hurtled straight towards Song Rue. Get down! Yin Hao roared in the nick of time. He lunged forward, slamming his fist into the sphere, and absorbed the energy into himself. Yin Hao, Song Rue started, but he cut her off. If we make out alive, I'll explain everything. He then noticed the wound from Song Rue's earlier attack, splitting wider across the beast's body. Song Rue's brows furrowed. Even my strike barely scratched it. Yin Hao, do you really have a way? Be careful. But Yin Hao only smirked with confidence. Beasts like this? I've killed hundreds, if not 1,000, that a Dominator class is nothing new to me. Monster classes from lowest to highest. Scout, Hound, Dominator, Colossus, Catastrophe. With a roar, he launched himself into the air. Die for me. His claws slashed through, tearing a gaping hole straight through the beast's body. If I absorb you, how much stronger will I become? Landing hard, Yin Hao still scowled in dissatisfaction. Damn, you're tough. An ordinary beast would have been shredded to pieces already. The towering insect loomed over him, massive as an armored war tank, proof it had devoured countless of its own kind. The massive insect wasn't backing down. It launched a counterattack, but Yin Hao dodged with ease, mocking, too slow. He realized the creature had poured everything into defense. Even better, that just makes you a moving target. His fellow soldiers were dumbstruck, staring as if in a dream. The weakling who was always bullied was actually hiding this much power? What is he? Impossible. He's the guy who runs faster than anyone and fears death the most. Just then, Song Rue's voice cut through the chaos. He's a combat experiment, developed in secret by the SU United Government. That soldier who needed 3 months to finish basic training, the one who always ran first. He's an experimental weapon against the beasts. Yes, that's the truth. Wait, Captain, you knew all along. No, only when he shielded me from that beast strike did I confirm it. Crimson Blood's vice captain, Lin Yong, felt his mind race. The SU has experiments like this? Or is Captain Song hiding something herself? He escaped from the lab and slipped into the border patrol. That Crimson Mist outbreak. Could it have been because of him? I can't rule it out that's why I need to investigate. This is top-level SU classified intel. Whatever you saw or heard here, never speak of it outside. Understood? Why, yes, ma'am. Song Rue smirked inwardly at a random cover story, and they swallowed it whole. The massive insect gathered another energy sphere and hurled it straight at Yin. How he slipped aside with ease. But his heart dropped, and no. The sphere veered toward Song Rue and her squad. Dodge it. Boom! The blast slammed into the ground, shaking the cavern. When the dust cleared, Song Rue stood tall and unscathed, striking a pose that was almost too heroic. Yin Hao's fellow soldier gasped for breath, stunned he was still alive. It was Lin Yong who had shielded him. Sir, your leg. Relax, at IT won't kill me. But you're part of the special response unit. For someone like me, a lowly patrol, Lin Yong just smiled. Trading a leg for your life? Worth it. But isn't your mission to focus on wiping out the beasts? To lose your strength just for me? I didn't become a soldier just to kill those damn monsters, Lin Yong said firmly. I became one to protect, as humanity's final shield. I will never abandon anyone. And that kind of soldier was worth respect. At the same time, Yin Hao was hurled through the air, slamming into the ground with heavy thuds. The crimson armor on his arms flickered and faded. Damn it, the crimson mist energy's drained. I can't even keep one arm beastified. Yet the Dominator class steel plate spiked beetle was still brimming with vitality. So this is what a Dominator class really is: troublesome. The monster lunged, claws slashing down at him. But just then, a laser blast smashed into its head. Yin Hao turned. Song Rue stood there, weapon smoking. Yin Hao, you're not dying here, she said coldly. You still have a lot to answer for. The steel plate beetle let out a grotesque, mocking laugh. Song Rue's eyes narrowed. It's laughing. Could it be? Sure enough, crimson mist surged in from every tunnel around them. The labyrinth gave it perfect control over the flow. With the mist flooding back, its wounds sealed rapidly, strength surging once more. Damn, it's recovering to full-powered. The mist at the outpost before was its doing all along. Song Rue snapped, decisive. Yin Hao, we can't kill it. Retreat now. Yin Hao gathered his strength once more, roaring, no. It dies here today. The mist it summoned is fueling me too. Right now it can't move freely. This is our chance to strike. Song Rue shot back coldly. If we fail, you'll die here. Yin Hao grinned. I've walked at death's door countless times. One more doesn't matter. Hearing that, Song Rue raised her weapon. Find it, we've got one shot at this. I'll unleash everything I have to blast open its head armor. You finish it, destroy its brain. That's the only way we bring it down. Now, Song Rue roared. The laser cannon fired, and Yin Hao exploded into action beside it. The blast tore through the steel plate beetle's defenses, splitting its carapace open just enough for Yin Hao to move in. He leapt onto the beast's head, his claws hammering down in a frenzy as he bellowed, "Die!" Under the relentless assault, the monster's head plates began to crack apart. Song Rue held her breath, eyes wide. Did it work? Boom! The steel plate beetle's head split apart, shards flying, and Yin Hao was blasted back, slamming into the ground with a crash. Song Rue rushed over at once. She knelt by his side. "Are you all right?" Then her eyes caught something on his chest. She picked it up, frowning. "A photo?" She didn't notice that a black crystal had appeared in Yin Hao's hand. In the next moment, the crystal slowly sank into his palm. Yin Hao's vision darkened, and suddenly he was in a strange, unknown space. He whispered, "Did I die?" Before him, something shaped like a DNA strand pulsed with eerie light. The black crystal reappeared, glowing faintly in his chest. Yin Hao's heart skipped a beat. Wait, isn't this the thing from inside that Dominator-class beast? It looks like some kind of energy cord that I swear I held it in my hand. How did it end up on my chest? What? It's absorbing the crimson mist. Not just absorbing, it's storing it. That means even if I take in more mist and beastify further, I won't lose control anymore. But then cracks spidered across the crystal surface. Yin Hao's chest tightened. No, this newborn crystal can't hold it all. That if this keeps up, it'll explode. Yin Hao recalled the Dominator Beetle's ultimate move, burning through massive amounts of crimson mist in one strike. If I can absorb a mist, then I'll gather it all into one point. On the hospital bed, crimson mist began radiating from his entire body. His eyes glowed red as he growled, "Condense." In his hands, an orb formed, eerily similar to the Rasengan from Naruto. Meanwhile, at Tianlan Hospital, 5 minutes earlier, outside room 324, one of Yin Hao's comrades stopped Song Rue. "Captain Song, Vice Captain Lin's leg," Song Rue answered firmly. As a soldier, he knew the risks. "You don't need to blame yourself." Inside the room, Lin Yong looked up at her. "Captain Song, what's going on with Yin Hao? I've never heard of the SU developing experimental soldiers." "Yin Hao's case is classified. Focus on recovery. Leave the rest alone." Her tone was sharp, unyielding. "I've already requested your transfer to logistics. From now on, you'll be able to rest properly." Lin Yong fell silent, then said with resolve, "I'll report this truthfully to your father. Chief of Staff Song Lian, I trust he'll know how to judge it." Song Rue's voice was cold. "Vice Captain Lin, remember who your superior is. From this moment on, your comms are frozen. Stay here. You're not going anywhere." She stormed out, her face dark. "Where's Yin Hao?" "Room 314. Take me there." Moments later, they arrived outside room 314. "Stand guard. Without my orders, no one goes in." Inside, Yin Hao had already formed a tailed, beast bomb-like orb. Song Rue stepped in just as the energy pulsed dangerously in his hands. Her eyes widened. "Yin Hao, what the hell are you doing? Get down!" Yin Hao shouted. With no other choice, he tried to disperse it, and the backlash sent him flying. Song Rue reacted instantly, dropping flat as the energy disk sliced over her head, whirling out through the door like a spinning blade. The patrol soldier guarding the entrance collapsed onto the floor in fright. Boom! The hospital building shook as the disc blasted clean through the structure. IT didn't stop, smashing through a second building in its path. As the wave expanded, the third building was sheared straight in half. Vice Captain Lin stared at the massive hole, stunned. That abandoned building was blown through. Was it Yin Hao? "Captain Song, how long do you think you can keep this under wraps?" The patrol soldier at the door was on the verge of tears. "Why is it always me who gets dragged into this? Somebody save me. I don't want to die yet." Cold sweat beaded on Song Rue's forehead. That attack, it's the Beatles technique. How is Yin Hao using a beast's ability without even beastifying? She turned sharply, fixing him with a hard stare. "Yin Hao, the explanations you owe me are piling up fast." Soon, the two of them were alone on the hospital rooftop. Yin Hao laid everything out from beginning to end. Song Rue's expression darkened. So you're saying you can not only absorb beast cores, but also copy their abilities? Yin Hao nodded. Not just that, I can also store Crimson Mist. And that crystal, it seems capable of repairing itself. Song Rue touched her chin thoughtfully. You've got quite the list of features, don't you? Yin Hao stared down at his beastified hand. Yes, I've gained their strength and their abilities, but I might also slowly turn into one of them. His voice dropped bitterly. If that happens, am I still truly human? Captain Song, what do you see me as? Song Rue's voice was calm, but cutting. You are you, one of a kind. Human or monster, that depends on how you use this power. But don't forget, your strength is both a disaster and a weapon. Now, you've got two paths. First, join Crimson Blood as a reserve member of my squad. Second, be classified as a threat and erased along with the beasts. Erased? Yin Hao chuckled darkly. Do you really think the garrison here has the strength to pull that off? Song Rue met his gaze. As I am now, I can't deal with you. But if you think you alone can stand against the SU, that's arrogance. If you join my squad, it won't harm you. Identity, intel, resources, I can cover for you. Yin Hao sneered inwardly. Threats didn't work, so now she's bargaining. But there's no free lunch. Why would she risk taking in a stranger, an unstable, dangerous element? The price must be steep. Song Rue, you're not going this far just to recruit, are you? You must have another reason. Song Rue smiled faintly, sharp as ever. Yes, I do need you, for reasons of my own, but believe me, we're not enemies. If you prefer, think of it as a deal. With that, she slowly pulled a photograph from her pocket. Yin Hao's face froze. What? That photo, why is it with you? Song Rue's tone was sharp. Don't underestimate me, that if I want to dig up your past, it's child's play. Join Crimson Blood, and I'll use top-level intelligence to help you track down your sister's whereabouts. The offer was too tempting for Yin Hao to refuse. Searching alone had limits. Just as Song Rue said, within the military, the higher his position and status, the more places he could investigate, the freer he could move. Deal. But, Captain, since you need me so badly, a little raise wouldn't hurt, right? I mean, I've spent all my paychecks so far looking for my sister. Yin Hao scratched his head, playing dumb. Yin Hao, lowly patrol soldier. I, as captain of Crimson Blood, hereby appoint you a reserve member of my squad. You'll get the highest pay grade. Now, immediately, go file the paperwork. Yes, ma'am. I'll head to the patrol unit right now to handle the transfer. Oh, and about the hospital damages, you broke it, I'll cover it. But don't celebrate yet that I'll be deducting it from your salary later. Yin Hao froze, face twisting. Knew it, I still have to pay for it. Watching his back as he left, Song Rue clenched her fists. Uncle, I swear I'll find a way to save you. Her instincts told her. Yin Hao carried within him the very key to turning beasts back into humans. Inside the patrol headquarters of Chishi City, Yin Hao arrived to report in with that same patrol soldier by his side. But Yin Hao couldn't figure it out and finally asked, What? You're joining the special response team too? Captain Song and Deputy Lin think highly of me. I may just be in logistics, but Brother Yin, we can still watch each other's backs. The awkward part was, Yin Hao suddenly realized he had never actually remembered this guy's name. Just then, the patrol soldier waved his hand. It's Captain Jia. He's fine. Captain Jia was still standing there on his cane, stubbornly trying to do his part. But the mood shifted sharply as a sneer cut through the air. Old Jia, back then you slapped me over that mute woman. And now, look at you, like a stray dog, begging our city defense corps for death benefits for your men. With that, the speaker kicked him hard. The attacker was none other than Zhang Shi, the commanding officer of Chishi City Defense Corps. The patrol soldier snapped, unable to take it anymore. You bastards, he roared. Both Yin Hao and the others froze in shock as the soldier was slammed to the ground. Even pinned, he gritted his teeth and shouted, Let go of Captain Jia, you damn scum. Zhang Shi grabbed Captain Jia by the chin and spat in his face, sneering, Get on your knees and lick the mud off my shoes. Or else, he said, pointing at the pinned patrolman, I'll break this kid's arm and use it as your cane. Captain Jia clenched his teeth, visibly torn, his mind a battlefield of conflicting choices. In the end, he slowly dropped to his knees. Before his knee hit the ground, Yin Hao yanked him upright. After all, this man had once been his captain. Yin Hao said, You helped me out more than once. Let me return the favor this time. Then Yin Hao snapped. As long as I'm here, anyone who so much as lays a finger on Captain Jia, I'll tear their bones out and burn them for firewood. The men froze. Where did Yin Hao get the nerve to say that? Who did he think he was? The four of them surged forward in unison toward Yin Hao, shouting, You're asking for death. Yin Hao's gaze hardened. He dipped his body and went into an attack stance in an instant. He launched a kick straight into one man's jaw. His elbow followed, striking another with a dull thud. Then he drove a heavy kick into the third man's thigh. There was a sickening crack. His final punch slammed into the fourth man's gut, sending his head snapping into the wall. These punks were barely worth warming up on. The others didn't back down. One of them sneered, Our captain's an E-rank fighter. You dare lay hands on us, you're dead. Zhang Shi's eyes flashed, but privately he was stunned. For seconds. How was this kid this fast? Zhang Shi drew his gun and barked, Patrol scum. Dare go up against the City Defense Corps? You want to find out. The next second, Yin Hao smoothly sidestepped 3 rounds as they were fired, his movement ghost quick. At the same time, he snatched Zhang Shi's gun. You're too slow on the trigger. Before Zhang Shi could react, Yin Hao crushed the weapon to pieces in his hand. Pathetic. Not even 1% of Song Rue, he said. But Zhang Shi wasn't done yet. He suddenly pulled out a knife. Before he could swing it, Yin Hao easily caught the blade, his hand trembling so hard he could barely hold on. In the next instant, Yin Hao lifted him high into the air like a child's toy and asked coldly, Didn't you just say Captain Jia should kneel? Zhang Shi's face went pale as he stammered. Why you? What are you trying to do? I'm warning you, don't. Still trying to threaten me? Now it's your turn. With that, Yin Hao slammed Zhang Shi into the ground, carving a small crater into the floor. Zhang Shi lay sprawled, clearly unable to move for the moment. The onlookers were frozen in shock. He had dodged bullets and crushed a standard-issue pistol with his bare hands. At that moment, Yin Hao realized it himself. His body, strengthened by the beast core, had surpassed even his own expectations. The others panicked and bolted, screaming, Monster! Run! Yin Hao calmly picked up the cane lying on the ground. The patrol soldier slapped Yin Hao on the shoulder, shouting, Brother Yin, you were a true warrior just now. Yin Hao looked at him with concern and replied, You all right? Don't worry. My body can take the hits. Thank you, Yin Hao. For what? Captain Jia, you've always looked out for me. Standing up for you now is the least I could do. Captain Jia still looked worried. But what if the City Defense Corps comes after you? The patrolman thumped his chest and reassured him. Don't worry, Captain Jia. Yin Hao and I are with the Special Response Team now. City Defense won't dare mess with us. Temporary base, Chishi City Special Response Team. Paperwork complete. Song Rue spoke up. Your application has been sent to headquarters, and headquarters has already approved it. That was fast. So I'm officially a member now? Yin Hao asked, surprised. Song Rue shook her head with a warning. Not so fast. Yin Hao, the real test comes next. You need to head to Lake City headquarters immediately to take the Special Response Team's Combat Division, Chishua, entry assessment. But with your strength, I'm confident you'll pass. Got it. I'll go set a new record. Lake City is a far more advanced metropolis of modern technology. It's Yin Hao's destination. The assessment will be held there. Song Rue explained, This is Lake City, the capital of SU, and the headquarters of Chishua is located here. Yin Hao pointed at the patrolman beside him, puzzled. I heard Chishua's official members start at D-rank fighters. How exactly are these fighter ranks evaluated? He thought to himself, this guy's so weak. How could he possibly take the Chishua assessment? The patrolman gave an awkward laugh. Ah, well, I could take a beating. Song Rue clarified, he joined logistics, not the combat division, so he doesn't need to undergo battle assessments. The patrolman quickly added, but logistics still fights alongside you on the field. You'll be counting on me later. Song Rue went on, Yin Hao, since we got time, let me bring you up to speed. People like me, who can wield abilities, are all classified as fighters. Fighter strength is divided into 6 ranks: E, D, C, B, A, and S. Headquarters has an official evaluation system based mainly on physical strength and endurance. Beasts, on the other hand, are classified into 5 tiers: Scout, Hound, Overlord, Giant Beast, and Cataclysm. Generally, a D-rank fighter can handle a Scout class beast. In other words, D-rank roughly equals a Hound class. C and B fighters match Overlord class beasts, while A-rank equals a Giant Beast. In S-rank fighters, they stand on par with Cataclysm class beasts. On top of that, compatibility with Beast cores also affects one's rank. That's what we call Beast core adaptation. Right now, in this apocalypse, only beasts mutated by the red mist possess innate abilities. Human fighters can only awaken powers by adapting beast cores through beast core armament. Physical fitness, talent, even luck, all of it affects beast core adaptation. The better the fit, the greater the quality and number of abilities awakened. Fail to adapt, and the highest you'll ever be rated is E rank. Suddenly, the military vehicle screeched to a halt. Sorry, this street is under traffic control. You'll need to take a detour. You dare block the special response team? We're on duty too, don't push it. Before the argument could continue, a car marked with a special insignia sped past. Song Rue frowned, sensing something off. Chishue's entry assessment. Why is someone from the Latang Corporation showing up here? An hour later, at the Chishue entry assessment site, the proctor Lin Yongxin, an A-rank fighter of Chishue, spoke loudly. Chishue is humanity's strongest shield and the sharpest blade of the special response team. I don't care what kind of background you have. Here, you follow the rules. Connections and shortcuts? Not on my watch. Without real skill, no one stays in Chishue. First stage, physical assessment. Begin. A 100-meter sprint with 50 kilograms of weight. Yin Hao exploded forward like a rocket, leaving everyone in the dust, finishing in just 5.10 seconds. Electromagnetic weighted kettlebell test. Yin Hao lifted 500 kilograms with a single hand. Striking force test. Yin Hao drove his fist forward. The machine shattered on impact. The system announced, test device damaged, unable to measure. 10 minutes later, Yin Hao stood before Lin Yongxin, saluted, and reported, Proctor, all tests completed. Lin Yongxin nodded. Confirmed. Score, 198 points. The other candidates were stunned. 198 points? The rookie record was only 140. No way, he must have cheated. He's finished. At that moment, Zhang Jin, the younger brother of Chishi City's Defense Corps captain, stepped forward to question, Instructor Lin, the highest rookie entry record is 140 points. And now his score surpasses that record? I don't buy it. Lin Yongxin's eyes narrowed as he shot Zhang Jin a glare. I personally supervised every test, and it's all on video. Are you accusing me of favoritism? And no, of course not. I was just curious. Zhang Jin quickly waved his hands. As Zhang Jin brushed past Yin Hao, he asked coldly, You're Yin Hao from the Chishi City Patrol? Yin Hao answered with a blank face. What's it to you? Inwardly, he thought, I don't even know this guy, and he's already picking a fight. Zhang Jin grinned. Relax, just saying hi. After all, we're from the same hometown. But in his heart, he sneered, Kid, just wait. The humiliation my brother suffered. I'll make you pay back double. Yin Hao scoffed inwardly. Same hometown? Screw that. Fortunately, Lin Yongxin clarified, that was Zhang Jin, son of Chishi City's Defense Corps captain. Do you know him? Yin Hao frowned. So it really was the City Defense Corps. Chishi City Defense Corps figures. That bunch is rotten to the core. Lin Yongxin then began announcing the results of the physical tests. 30th place, Zhang San, 89 points. 29th place. 3rd place, Zhang Jin, 123 points. Second place, Jining, 135 points. In first place, Yin Hao, with 198 points. Jining, a senior researcher of the Technical Intelligence Bureau, thought to herself, I only came to the assessment for fun, but this year there's such a powerful newcomer. Interesting. I'll have to study him carefully. Top 15 remain. Next test, the Beast Core adaptation. Meanwhile, inside a single dorm room, Zhang Jin was video calling someone on his tablet, fuming. I should have taken first place. Who knew two monsters would show up? The person on the other end replied coldly. If your brother weren't licking the boots of Wolftang Corporation, you wouldn't even qualify for this assessment. You only get one chance. Don't waste it. Zhang Jin clenched his teeth. For my brother's sake, I will get into Qishua. At the Beast Core testing platform, all the candidates waited in silence. Lin Yongxin addressed them. This test is simple. Just put on this wrist guard, then place the Beast Core onto it to begin the test. Anyone with compatibility below 40% will be eliminated. For those who aren't clear, let me explain what a Beast Core is. Only beasts of Hound class or higher produce Beast Cores. The stronger the beast, the higher the quality of the core. The rarest are gold grade cores, while the most common are black cores from Hound class beasts. Embedding a beast core into beast armaments allows a fighter to use abilities like a beast. Each person's compatibility with a core differs. Combined with innate talent, this determines what abilities awaken, such as elemental powers, raw strength, support, or control. These wrist guards are the most basic beast armaments. They only measure compatibility and do not grant abilities. Once you officially join Qishua's combat division, you'll be given higher grade beast cores and armaments. Beast core compatibility testing begin. The first candidate came up short, scoring only 39%. Immediate elimination. He couldn't accept it. No way. I ranked 5th in physical strength. How is this harder than killing a beast? The next candidate hit 56% and shouted with excitement. I passed. I passed. I can join Qishua. Zhang Jin, your turn. Zhang Jin sneered at the proctor, tossing him a cold look. He snatched up a black-grade beast core, slammed it into the wrist guard with a sharp crack, his face twisting with rage as he growled, Obey me. A second later, the result, D rank, 60% compatibility. The crowd gasped. What? Last year's top rookie only reached 56%. Zhang Jin broke the record. Many instantly declared him the strongest of this year's intake. But Zhang Jin scoffed inwardly. These people are all trash. I alone am the strongest. The room buzzed with chatter. Just then, Jining appeared behind Yin Hao. You're from Chishi City, aren't you? How come I've never heard of such a strong fighter like you before? I'm the all-seeing eye of the Technical Intelligence Bureau, yet you managed to slip past me. You're not simple. And those strange red mist fluctuations in Chishi City the other day, don't tell me that wasn't connected to you. Yin Hao quickly played dumb. Huh? What are you talking about? I don't understand a word. Jining chuckled. Doesn't matter if you deny it. All you need to know is, I'm very interested in you. Yin Hao seized the chance. Then, Miss Know-It-All, can I ask you for some information? Jining raised one finger. Sure, but on one condition. As long as your test results surpass mine, I'll tell you anything you want to know. She leaned in and emphasized, anything at all. Next up, Jining. The crowd stirred. Here she comes. Striding onto the platform, Jining declared boldly, watch closely, everyone. Zhang Jin's record is about to be broken by me. Yin Hao wondered if she was really that strong, while Zhang Jin sneered inwardly, pathetic clown. But Jining brimmed with confidence. She picked up a black-grade beast core. With a sharp crack, she pressed it into the wrist guard. The next instant, the display lit up. B-rank fighter, 78% compatibility. The candidates erupted. No way. That's unheard of. The machine isn't broken? Jining giggled mischievously. Told you, I'd break Zhang Jin's record. Zhang Jin ground his teeth so hard they nearly cracked. Besides Yin Hao, I won't let this damn woman off either. Last candidate, Yin Hao. Yin Hao thought to himself. Jin Ying's strength is real. Maybe she wasn't lying. She probably knows a lot. Just then, Jianing jumped in front of him with a smirk. Well, feeling the pressure yet, but for Yin Hao, with Xiaoshua's trail on the line, he had to win this bet. Watch closely. He turned, leaving the crowd with only a cool silhouette of his back. According to Song Rue, Yin Hao's fighter rank was at least C. The Beast Core before him was the same grade he had absorbed before, Black grade. So what would his compatibility be? Come on, let's see how much potential he really has. The next second, the screen lit up. C rank. The candidates stared wide-eyed. Starting straight at C rank? That's a squad leader's level. But then the display shrieked with alarms. Error. System malfunction. Beast Core compatibility reading. Hey, what's going on? A chill ran through Yin Hao. Something felt wrong. Moments later, the system spat out the result. Compatibility 0%.